one, the only, the classic, Cinemassacre Video. The most bizarre and brutal video rental store in America. We've got comedy, drama, action, horror, movies for kids, movies for mom and dad. Cinemassacre Video. We've got the newest releases, the hottest video games, even Laserdisc. Cinemassacre Video. Having a problem making a selection? The only thing scarier than our friendly staff is our state-of-the-art database. Cinemassacre Video. Located in the Voorhees Memorial Shopping Center, next to Caldor.
Well, we just saw another brand new movie and got it on VHS for everyone at the store.
Oh, and you taped it right after Halloween 6. Use the same tape?
Yes, this is the same tape I used in 2001 to record Halloween 6 off cable. So that means...
So did you record in super long play?
Yes.
Wow, so you got a double feature.
Right, so if you come to Cinemassacre Rental, you can get 2 movies for the price of 1.
Yeah. With all the money you're selling these bootleg tapes for, this $8,000 state-of-the-art camcorder is going to pay for itself in no time.
Yeah, so we just saw Halloween, the sequel to Halloween, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, and as I did a poll on Twitter, they should have just called it Michael Myers. That was the winning one that I had of my suggestions.
Mine was Halloween, written by Danny McBride. Yes, this is a real movie.
Oh.
I think that was because Danny McBride is known for comedy, acting in comedy.
Well, he was in the Aliens, the one before, right?
Oh
the
yeah,
Alien Covenant.
If you've seen Alien Covenant, Danny McBride did a really good job of learning how not to bring back a Hollywood monster.
As Joe Bob would put it, let's not dwell on that. So I think this movie, as far as Halloween sequels are concerned, I think this is about as good as you can get.
Yeah.
And I never realized until recently how much I missed this franchise.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how I went from being so burned out on Halloween and just thinking, I just want to see them ended. I don't want to see them make any more. And then all these years went by and I'm like, you know what? I kind of miss it. I want to see it again.
Yeah, I love Halloween, as everyone knows. And I got super excited. I was getting excited for the Rob Zombie one because, Michael Myers had not been scary at that point in a long time.
Yeah.
So, finally, he's going to be scary again. And instead, it was really stupid. So, I haven't been excited for a Halloween movie in forever. But this one kind of got my interest. Because Jamie Lee Curtis come back. It's a new timeline, which I'm like, oh, okay. And like I said, Danny McBride, and then another director who's known for comedy. I'm like, well, that's a interesting take to do. I think he did Pineapple Express. So I'm like, I'm interested in this.
This one actually did have some good comedy bits in it too. The kid, like I was saying earlier, the kid who was being babysat.
The kid clipping the toenail.
Everything out of his mouth was funny.
We'll do spoilers later, but that's not a spoiler.
He was a good actor. He seemed like a natural.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, I love this kid. I wish he was. I wish he was a major character.
Yeah, he was pretty funny. He was just out of the story after, after shit hits the fan.
Michael Myers is stalking people a lot younger, it seemed, in this one.
You know
what that is?
Because in the original they were older actors.
Other than Jamie Lee Curtis, who was 19, everyone else is in their mid-20s. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
This one, he also, you see that he kind of doesn't go after kids. There's the part where the kids just bump into him and he passes on.
He definitely killed one kid in the beginning. But it doesn't look like that seemed more out of necessity. Yeah. It's Michael's thing. I think he wants to kill girls in their houses. I think anyone else, the mechanic in the original, that's just hey, I need an outfit.
Well, he passes on the baby. There's that part where he just walks past a baby and doesn't do anything to it. But yeah, he did kill that kid in the beginning. Actually, I completely forgot about that whole part with the. And then also,
I saw that. I was like, oh, geez, they're really he has no limits this time.
I think he has a preference for stalking, and then a preference the kid he had to kill because he needed the car.
And that's the thing. So the whole story with there's these two investigative reporters they're
Podcasters.
Podcasters. Yeah, YouTube.
Did they use the Tascam recorder properly?
No, they did not use the Tascam recorder.
Which that was irking me so bad. That Tascam, like when they're holding it, and I'm just sitting there, like in my mind, I was just like, they're not gonna get good sound off this.
Yeah, they're using a recorder with no mic. They're using the onboard mic.
Yeah,
and they're standing behind Michael Myers. It's like, go around. If he talks, you're not gonna get it.
She had her headphones in, like, wow, I'm really doing this. I swear to God, like we are a professional crew. They probably got a bunch of subscribers out that.
What did you think of that intro, though, that he's, like, still in Smith's Grove, and Smith Grove looks like it's from the 70s?
You know, it looks like a big, like, chessboard, basically.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I think the whole thing about ignoring all the sequels, while I understand why they did it, and it's the same thing with H2O, although H2O, I think, counted the second one as well.
I think they kind of had to.
Yeah, like, I understand why this was the only way to go. Like, here, let's just ignore everything, because we can't follow on Resurrection or whatever. We've been through all that, but so I understand why. Yeah. But the gap kind of did bother me a little bit, where I was just kind of like, you know, he was there for this whole time. He killed his sister when he was a kid, and then he killed, you know, the rest of the people that one Halloween night, and then ever since he's just been in the same place, and now 40 years later, all the shit's gonna happen for
and I actually looked into if Michael would still be in the insane asylum. I consulted a lawyer before we recorded this.
I'm really interested to hear that. Yeah.
You guys can check. I think that's up by the time of this. This lawyer broke down, like, that's probably what would happen. He would go back to a mental asylum instead of, you know, being arrested or anything. So that's real interesting. But yeah, so at the beginning, they're sending him to a different asylum.
Like, well, they're sending him to, like, an actual prison, from what it sounds like.
Really?
Because the guy said, like, you're going to get locked away, and you know, it's like a hellhole and all this stuff. So I got the idea that it's like they're sending him to, like, maximum security.
I think he just got too expensive for, like, the state. So they're like, all right, you need to go somewhere else.
Like,
so you were talking about, like, tributes, like they're making some references, like, which would seem like just repeating the same old shit, which it is.
Yeah.
But there was specifically, Halloween 2, which is in the trailer. It's when he kills the woman in the kitchen and gets the knife.
Yes.
There's that. Then we have... we have the masks from Halloween 3.
Yeah, and that's then the only other Halloween movie I've seen other than the first one. So.
And then Halloween 4 has
the mechanic.
I mean, then there's a mechanic in the first one, but it's more like he's on the side of the road.
No, but like Halloween 4, he goes to like a garage.
Yeah. You do not want to be a mechanic on Halloween night. Yeah. Michael Myers is on the loose. So there's that. Then there's the bathroom stalking, which is like from 6 and
H2O. Oh, H2O.
Okay, so Michael Myers definitely has a big thing with bathroom stalking.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else. There's so many other ones. Oh, I think the two cops with their comedic conversation is like a reference to 5. There were like wacky cops in 5.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe that's what might be a little bit.
I didn't see any 5 references.
That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, if you go by that.
Who was that cop supposed to be? Was he in the original Halloween? Or
no,
was
I think.
The one that was a student.
Yeah, because they say like, no, the cop that like. That's the main cop that like helps him and gets killed by sorry. Spoilers.
No, that cop, they say he arrested Mike. So Michael apparently at the end of the first one got up. They say Loomis tried to like finish him off, and I guess
must
the
have
cops
found him out front or something like that. He just was in the front yard. It's not like he disappeared at the end of the first movie. He just couldn't get that far.
He was shot 6 times and he fell out a window.
And he got stabbed in the eye.
And stabbed in the chest, neck, and eye.
If you want to go for all that, I mean, I can excuse stabbing in the eye and everything, but after my impression of the ending of the first movie is he's immortal. Holy shit, he's not. You can't kill him.
Yeah.
This one sort of goes back to where it's sort of like they kind of are going with the path that he's like a real person, and we're not going to get into spoilers yet, so we'll have to come back to this topic again. But because
I like that he's just a regular dude, which we'll explain in spoilers.
But I get the impression that that not only are they ignoring the sequels, but they're also ignoring the ending, or they're retconning the ending of the first movie, where they just say that they apprehended Michael Myers and they stopped Loomis from killing him, which if he didn't kill him by shooting him 6 times out the window, I'm assuming that they stopped him before he did that.
Well,
that didn't happen.
We're going off the knowledge that he killed him because we know they shot him 6 times because of the sequels. who's to say Loomis just missed a couple of those?
And he was just going like this for no reason.
Well,
maybe
if
he was dodging them, like Neo style. Like he was
if
like,
someone tries to shoot you,
he's
you're probably
dodging.
gonna dodge out of the
he
way.
was dodging them like he's like in the Matrix. Like that's what he was.
And maybe he's just
what
clumsy and he fell off the balcony.
That's a possibility then. That's
He
a
lost
possible
his balance.
theory. Yeah.
If you're gonna do the realistic
They
angle.
knocked the wind out of him, and then like that's why he was on the ground. He was like, oh, and then they look away from it, and then he's like, oh shit, I got to get the hell out of here. They're shooting at me and stuff.
And then he gets arrested
really
because
messed
he's
up.
probably not going to get far after dropping 30 feet.
So I don't think I've ever been more confused about the mortality of Michael Myers.
Until
like,
now,
I just
yeah.
don't understand what is the deal. Like, can he be killed? Can he not be killed?
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the ending later.
Well, like with Jason is a zombie dude. Like he
Yeah.
always
Well,
dies,
but
comes
he
back,
doesn't
he
turn
can't
into a
die,
zombie
and-
till 6, but before
Yeah.
that, he's also
I mean,
coming
yeah,
back.
but he's
Yeah.
somewhat supernatural. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing is like Michael Myers has to be somewhat of a superhuman
Yeah.
in some sort of way. He has like strength.
Oh, okay.
He
Like-
doesn't feel pain. Like he
Yeah.
does for a second, but he just shakes it right off.
Yeah.
But he is way strong. Like,
Yeah, like the deaths in this movie are like way exaggerated, which is kind of what you
Yeah.
want.
Which,
But
yeah,
it's like, okay, like I don't think it's giving much away. Michael Myers kills somebody by stepping on his head, and the head explodes
Yeah,
like a
it
fucking
blows
watermelon.
up.
like a
And it's
pumpkin
like,
almost.
okay, so
I think even a
uh,
watermelon would have more resistance. His was like a empty bag of blood. Like it was like it crumbled and exploded.
Yeah.
Like
So I think the deaths in this movie are more like the classic series.
Yeah.
The Rob Zombie deaths were more angry than anything.
Yeah.
They're just these really overly angry deaths.
Yeah.
This one kind of went back to like the silly, like but anyway, the point is he does have superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Sure, because there's no way.
I have a theory for that in spoilers.
Okay.
We'll circle back. But I want to talk real quick.
Because he is older now.
Yeah.
This is 40
He's
years later.
61 years
he
old.
has
This is
to be,
40 years later. Yeah.
yeah.
I want to say I really love the stuff with Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie, and her family.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie, which the first one does, the first movie, you get the idea that those girls are like really good friends, and we spend a lot of time with them. We kind of care about them, so it's sad when they eventually die.
You care about Laurie at least.
I like Annie. I like
yeah?
Annie in the original. But this one did a really good job with the family showing, like, the different dynamics.
Yeah.
Like, Laurie really messed up her daughter, and her daughter's just like,
Oh yeah.
that was interesting to see her daughter, like, just trying to be normal.
Yeah.
I don't know why I expected a little more from Laurie because it was pretty much just like a one-track thing. Like, I want to kill Michael Myers and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't really. I didn't see a whole lot more in it.
I think it's just that she doesn't want to be afraid and paranoid anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she'll never rest knowing that he's out there. So I think it's kind of like that. Whereas H2O, she just wants to run away until...
The one
She
thing
fights him, but it's at the end. It's like the last act. where
Yeah,
she
yeah.
makes the switch where she's gonna fight him back. Now, this movie, she's already in fighting mode when.
Oh,
it
yeah.
So.
The one thing I wonder is like, where did she get all the money to buy like 12 guns, a panic room, and all that
I'm
stuff?
gonna
Like,
guess...
all these like crazy things. Like, because if you think about it, like I'm guessing Laurie Strode, she probably finished high school, but she was probably messed up after that. I don't think she went very many places.
Here's my
after
guess.
that.
Her dad was a business owner, a realtor.
Oh yeah. That's
So
true.
she probably makes money. She might be like the head of that company, but doesn't do anything.
Also, maybe she
Did
got
she
some
get
sort of
any
like thing.
compensation?
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
maybe she gets some sort of. I mean, that's really reading into.
You know what?
Like stuff that is never mentioned.
This
but
is
she
kind of
might
funny
be getting
because
like some sort of like.
Smith's Grove in the beginning, it looks like it has equipment straight out of the 70s. Maybe they had to pay her so much money they couldn't update their insane asylum.
Yeah,
like,
there
oh,
we
we
go.
really fucked up.
Yeah, it's like
Can I
put them
say,
in their friend squares. Their squares with the chain. Like that's horrifying.
Can I say a basic thing that I could have just got this earlier, but like it may seem like a really obvious thing, but I am so glad they used the music and they used it properly because the Rob Zombie movies made no sense how he used the first Rob Zombie movie. He would just use the music in these like completely inappropriate places, or not totally inappropriate, but just like why would you bring it out now?
Yeah.
And he used it more when Michael Myers was a kid, and once he puts the mask on, you stop hearing the music, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And the second movie, he was just like, fuck it, didn't use the music at all. So this one, they use the music, and they use it well. They use it in all the places where you'd want to hear it, and they've used like different, the different variations on it, like the really slow version when he first puts on the mask. It's like, that is exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's John Carpenter doing the music with, I believe, his daughter and someone else. There were 3 credits on there, but I think John Carpenter, like, leading the music was a really great idea.
And there's even a new rendition on that music in one part where this is like a new way where it can go, and I was like, that is great. Yeah. And also, opening credits.
Yes!
There are opening credits!
Yes! And I love the credits, like, it's a pumpkin that's, like, deflated, and, like, they play it in reverse.
Although, I would have rather seen the pumpkin rot in full.
Yeah.
I feel like that was supposed to be, like, saying, like, Halloween is rotten and lame now because there's so many, but so we're bringing it back. Yeah. Like, so it's like the pumpkin goes from being rotten and destroyed to being a real pumpkin again.
That's what I was thinking, like Halloween reparation would be a good show because it's kind of like reparation over all the shitty sequels. Yeah. But that's the exact same mission statement as H2O. Like H2O was, hey, we're going to get Jamie Lee Curtis back and we're going to ignore all these sequels. So it's that, just another 20 years have passed.
Yeah.
Although I like this more than H2O, I think.
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to put my finger on that. I'm not really sure, but and I know we could all have like mixed opinions, different opinions on all the movies, but like H2O, I remember being satisfied after seeing that, and I'm feeling that exact same satisfaction now. And I don't know if I'm saying it just because we just saw it, but I feel like this is better than H2O. Yeah. But if we look at this movie again years from now, I don't know how it's going to hold up.
Yeah.
It's probably going to look just like another tropey, you know, trashy slasher movie, because it really is the same old shit done again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But it was done well.
Yeah,
enough, yeah.
I like all the character stuff with like Jamie Lee Curtis stuff, but you're right. The Michael Myer stuff is like, all right, we've kind of seen this before. It's like, I get it. I was just more focused on the family. Really, like the Michael Myer stuff was kind of second to me. I'm like, just seeing a family, how they like deal with like, you know, their mother's trauma that passed it down.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that was good. There was also a really good tracking shot, which is in one of the trailers, where it's following Michael Myers going through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That was maybe the best shot in the entire Halloween franchise.
It was great.
So
it was great.
It has its strengths, for sure. There are some really good moments
Was
here.
that when he goes to the shed, gets the hammer,
Yeah.
and then goes in? Okay, that was really good.
So it's in the trailer, but in the actual movie, it goes on even longer. Yeah. It's awesome.
Was it distracting to you guys? Laurie's daughter's husband was the Wiz from Seinfeld.
See, I didn't know until you told me.
Remember the Wiz?
I didn't think about that. No.
I'm the Wiz. Like,
I didn't know until you said that, and then I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
I'm used to him in comedic roles and stuff. To see him, and he's funny in this movie. It's like he's not supposed to be in this movie. He feels so weird. It was distracting to me.
Die.
His final opinion is, I think it's probably the best of the sequels.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I liked it a lot, and I watched the first one like right before this. So going from the first one to the new one, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a great follow-up. I think it's a good, I guess, like if you're looking at it, it could be a really good conclusion, because I don't know what they're going to do with it. There's nowhere they could really go. Yeah. And I think this is a great, like this was the first horror movie I saw in a long time in theaters, and I had a great time. I got creeped out, genuinely. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
I really like it. I think I'm on with you. It's probably the best of the sequels. At the same time, it's not really much different than a lot of them. It does feel like a conclusion. I really hope it's the end, but they're signed on for multiple movies. They'll bring it back.
In 40 years, it's hard to make an original, you know.
Yeah, this felt like they're like, look, we need to at least do a good Halloween movie. Yeah. We gotta, and they did a lot of like homages to the original. The scene with the classroom where Laurie Strode's granddaughter is like sitting, and it's the exact same shot of from the first movie where Laurie Strode's looking out the window and sees the car Michael Myers driving. But instead, the granddaughter looks outside and just sees Laurie Strode standing there like all creepy, and then she disappears. And I was like, at first I was like, oh wow, this looks just like the shot, and I was like, oh no, it is. Like they really went into detail, like trying to recreate certain things with it. Yeah. And went a little step further. There's a lot more blood and gore in this than there was in the
some
first
kills
one.
were real reserved, then other ones were a head exploding into blood.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there was the breaking necks, which happened in the first one too. Like the first one, you didn't really see very much blood.
Yeah, it
you
wasn't
really
a gore
didn't see
movie,
almost at all. Like this one though, there's like girl stabbings, there's
jaws being ripped out,
people with their heads completely twisted and stuff like that. Like that one guy.
Yeah,
there was some crazy shit.
It's a very, like, I guess what we're saying, like, is it's a very self-referencing movie. It's really,
Yeah.
it really copies all the sequels in certain ways. It's really nothing new, but it's kind of like if this is just something that you missed, it's satisfying. I'm just happy to see another one. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to the spoilers here. If you've already seen the movie, then you can keep on watching, and if not, we'll see you in 20 more years for Halloween 2038.
Okay, so what did you think of the twist that Michael's doctor, the new Loomis, was a bad guy?
I thought it was stupid. It was just like it came out of nowhere, and
you know what? I kind of spoiled it for you.
Tony, like, literally right before it happened said, I think the doctor is the bad guy in this. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I guess, oh, fuck. And then I was like,
not for
God damn
long,
it,
because it didn't really go anywhere. He got killed, like, not
it's just, he was being real creepy before that, and he's kind of obsessive over it.
Yeah.
And I think he's the one who let Michael out on the bus. I think that was planned right from the beginning.
I like when he says, when he's like, no, don't shoot, and the kid shoots him. Like, and he's like, oh, fuck. Like, that was pretty funny. Like, because,
I like that he was like a bad guy, because it also, we're talking about Michael is like inhumanly strong.
Mm-hmm.
If he's the bad guy and he's his doctor, I have a theory he's been pumping him full of steroids for 40 years.
Like, he wants to really see what he can do.
Happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the classic trope, too. It's like Frankenstein movies, like all the sequels. There's always some doctor who wants to power up the monster and see him at his full power.
Yeah, I guess that's why I appreciated it.
Yeah, maybe.
Although he didn't have to put the Michael Myers mask on and then drag Michael Myers with one arm.
That is the part I didn't like when he stood up and he's you see he's got like the sheriff jacket on. But
what I thought happened was Michael Myers murdered him and took his clothes real quick, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it's that dude. I got a little confused for stupid
I was real worried. This could have been clever if it was any other character. I was real worried that Michael died there and the rest of the movie was going to be the doctor.
Oh,
and I'm
like, see, I thought that for a second too.
Me too. It was almost like they were going to do a Halloween, Friday the 13th Part 5 thing. Yeah, and there's the paramedic,
which is a good idea, but not an elderly man with one arm that just got shot.
Laurie Strode is going to fucking murder him.
And where you see it happen, and it's not a twist where it's not like at the end it's going to be like, oh, it was you all along. It just happens, and you witness it, and it just
No, but if that guy went up against Laurie Strode, she'd murder him. Like, there's no way he'd last 1 minute with her. After all, she's getting ready for Michael Myers, and then here comes a gimpy doctor. Like, he's gonna get his ass kicked. He's like,
you guys seen Home Improvement, right?
Yeah.
The neighbor Wilson, where they always hide his face in the fence and everything. Yeah. And as the series went on, they kept finding all more creative ways to hide his face.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like that's what they were doing with Michael Myers.
Yeah, they never show his face.
They never show it, but they show it just a little bit,
like a glimpse.
Like he'll walk in front of something, and there's always something hiding his face.
It's like the Austin Powers when he's like running around naked. And everything censors his
exactly.
I love the little details they put on him. He's got the eye wound. He's got the neck wound, which is pretty good.
For a second.
I kind of saw that. I was like, is that what they're getting at? But
yeah.
It was hard to
like
see.
a funny way, and his eye was like kind of crunchy looking.
Yeah.
I kind of just saw it looked like it was missing the pupil, like it was.
Just, because she kind of poked it out with a wire hanger.
Yeah,
so.
she went.
He might even still have an eye. It's just all messed up.
Gunked.
So we have a 61-year-old half-blind man.
Who is Nick Castle, right? Like, is that him?
Not all the time. Nick Castle only did a few. It's kind of like how they do it with Chewbacca now, where what's his face will play Chewbacca in a few scenes, but it's mostly a new guy.
When he was unmasked, that wasn't Nick Castle.
I don't think that was Nick Castle. I think that was the new guy who's like a foot taller than Nick Castle.
So the guy in the when he's masked, it's got to be like a stunt guy or something.
Yeah, it's a stunt guy.
Right?
But there are a few shots of Nick Castle. I'm assuming it's some of the shots where he's standing or walking around. But it's both of them.
Okay.
And I think the new guy is fine too. Mm-hmm. Nick Castle, I can't tell which one's which.
So there's got to be more. There's got to be 3 or more people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first Halloween, 5 people played Michael Myers.
I think 6. Actually.
6, yeah.
I think, but there may be more. Yeah.
I like that she actually did say the shape. Like she
said the shape.
And then they said Babysitter Murders, which was going to be the original title.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's funny.
And that's another thing. They could have called this one The Shape, but I know that would be lost on a lot of people. They won't know what The Shape is. But you could have called this Michael Myers, and that would stand as a rebooted title.
Yeah.
And people know what Michael Myers is.
Yeah.
But anyway,
unless they think it's about Mike Myers from SNL.
Oh yeah. Is that the problem? They didn't want to confuse him with Mike.
What did you guys think of the final confrontation of Laurie and Michael?
So we can get back into the mortality of Michael Myers. So now at the end, they start to establish he's immortal again. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Because they do enough stuff. Like you can argue, like you're saying, like it's kind of like in the Rob Zombie one, how it's like, okay, he's just so psychotic and fucked up that he's just gonna take a bullet and keep moving.
Yeah.
But okay, like he gets hit by a car, he gets all the classic things, and
he gets smashed.
And then they pretty much just shoot him in the neck, and there's just a spray of blood. And you're like, okay, that would have taken out anybody. Anybody would bleed to death after that.
Yeah.
I mean, they pretty much do everything you can to him.
Yeah.
And then she lights the whole thing on fire, which it's not as definitive as Halloween 2. We've seen him burn, and then in Halloween 2, you actually see him like laying there burning. This one, they kind of just cut away. You see the rest of the house burning.
Yeah, they show the room. You don't see his body, but you can assume he's in there.
You never really. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I kind of was like, if I would like it if this movie just ended on that note, where it's like, is he alive? Is he not alive? But don't like be like, he's alive in next year, Halloween 2019.
I did like the twist, though, where, like, the basement, the whole time you think it's there to protect them. It's there to protect them. She's got this basement. She's got a kitchen island that acts like a door. And I love the twist at the end. They get Michael down there. It turns out it wasn't a basement. It's a trap. It was, like, there for him all along. And I love that her daughter is crying and saying, I can't do it. Like, you think she's going to be weak. And then he, like, shows up. She's like, just kidding. She shoots him through the neck.
Just to get him to come back or whatever.
I really want him to be a regular guy because it's more satisfying to see Laurie kick the shit out of him in this than in H2O.
It was
where it's just like, he's just going to come back.
H2O, they cut his head off. So I feel like when I walked out of the theater on that one, after that ended, I was like, yes, they finally killed him for real. And it's over. They're not going to make any more. It's So I feel the same way on this one, but this one I kind of feel even less satisfied than the H2O ending, because the H2O ending, like, they had never decapitated him before.
Yeah.
This one, we've seen him burn twice. It didn't really, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like
I would have liked if he got caught in the spikes. Like the spikes that come through. I would have liked if he was coming up and they were like, and he was like,
I like they were shooting his fingers off. That was pretty cool. Michael grabs the gun to get it out of her hand. She just blows his fingers off.
And he's walking around and he has like no fingers. He's like,
and I like when the tables get turned, where like Laurie gets thrown off the building, the house.
Yeah.
Michael looks back and she's gone.
Yeah.
And then she's like stalking him. Like Michael actually like he kind of is like looking around the house, just like, all right, where is she?
Yeah, she seemed very formidable in this. Like, she was no joke. Like, she was down to destroy him. And I liked the one part that got me was when he tumbles down the stairs. That actually was like, he looked like that had to hurt. I don't care. Like, he tumbles down the stairs. They're like kicking him in the face and stuff. Like, he got his ass kicked in this movie. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
I feel like, usually it's like, there's a whole thing at the end of every horror movie where the bad guy gets killed or whatever, but they kick the shit out of him. They hit him with a car, they beat him up, like, Laurie Strode fights him, like, one-on-one a few times, like, she was definitely a pretty strong chick, let me tell you, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, every 20 years they have to go at it again. It's like, because, I mean, the H2O one was a lot more slapstick when they were fighting. This one was a lot more brutal.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't really have anything else to say.
I'm good too,
Yeah, I liked it a lot, and I'm not, I watched the first one today, and I've seen Season of the Witch, so I liked seeing the parts of that, but...
Let's get a Season of the Witch sequel.
Out of these ones, I'd say this one, I like this one a lot. I'd say it's on par with the first one for me, as someone who isn't, like, super duper, but I really liked it. I had a good time in the theater, let me tell you.
Cool. Yep, that's it.
Check it out.
All right, let's go sell this tape. Hey, you want to buy a tape?
Cinemassacre's Monster Madness Live. Hang out with James and the gang for some spooky movies, followed by a marathon of every Monster Madness ever. It all happens October 26th at 7 p.m. on the Cinemassacre Plays channel, youtube.com/Cinemassacre. Thank you for checking out Cinemassacre Rental Reviews. Take a look at our other videos, and if you want to get some sweet Cinemassacre merchandise, head on over to store.screenwavemedia.com.